Hi and welcome. So today I want to share with you more about emotional eating and relearning a new pattern and why we need to understand more about this pattern in order to move forward. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And today I wanted to talk about why it's important to relearn a new pattern, a new way of being with our emotional eating. So this was inspired because a lot of the times when clients come to me or I sort of see what they've been doing in the past, they feel that it should be easier to move through their emotional eating when they're trying diets and they're doing these exercise plans and nothing's working and they feel really defeated. But the thing is, we need to understand more about emotional eating as a pattern and what's going on under the surface, and that we need a new way to move forward. And so just to start off, what emotional eating is, it's a coping mechanism. So it's a way of us dealing with our uncomfortable emotions, our discomfort with food. We use food to soothe ourselves, and we're not actually looking at the emotions underneath. And so this is a coping mechanism. It doesn't resolve what's going on. And part of the reason we have coping mechanisms for our emotions or our discomfort is because we're not taught as a society how to be with that discomfort. So this is where modeling, and if we look at our parents or our caregivers or our society in general, look at the patterns we grew up with. Did our parents or caregivers use food to soothe themselves, to distract themselves from their discomfort or stressors in life? Because when we're very young, we just absorb these patterns. We do what our parents do, not what they say. It is just sort of absorbed into us. That's the way our brain is functioning at this younger level. And so when we pick up these patterns, they become really ingrained in our brain and become really automatic. And so reaching for food in a time of stress or discomfort becomes very automatic. And so if we look back and think about our parents, our caregivers, or our society in general, we're usually taught to suppress, repress, think positive, kind of eat something to feel okay. And that's how we deal with these emotions. We don't directly deal with them. We use a Band-Aid, and a Band-Aid is temporary. It doesn't work. It's just a coping mechanism. We need true resolution. And so, when we're more aware of how we pick up these patterns and what we're actually doing and how we are coping, and how patterns become really deeply ingrained in our brain, we can have a little bit more compassion for ourselves and a little bit more understanding. And this understanding helps us to see we need to learn a new way of being. Because what I see with clients and what I did myself is that I went to the diets and exercise, and that was the solution given to me. Or sometimes it's even surgery and pills. That's the solution we're given, that something's wrong with our body, something's wrong with our hunger, something's wrong with us, and we don't really understand the deeper way this pattern is formed. So if we're using food to soothe ourselves from our emotions, then we need to get to the emotions. But now we've put another layer on of using, we didn't learn how to nourish our bodies. So think about your parents and caregivers. Did they show you how to nourish your body, how to eat when you're truly hungry, not when you're emotionally hungry, how to accept your body, how to process through those emotions? Those are really missing. And that was missing for me as well. And so as I went through my own emotional eating journey, these were the pieces that I had to put together. Because when I saw one practitioner that maybe was a therapist, they didn't know about the nutrition part or the deeper body work. And so everything was really choppy, and they didn't have, an in-depth understanding of emotional eating, and it wasn't holistic, and that's what's needed. And so when we have this pattern, we need a holistic approach because there are several areas we need to integrate and understand in order to resolve the pattern. So if we think about it as emotional eaters, we need true nourishment, body acceptance, and emotional wellness. The true nourishment piece really is about learning to nourish our bodies, to optimize our digestion, because our gut and brain connection is important. It impacts our mood. And our digestive health impacts our brain health. And we also need to discern true from emotional hunger and to eat in a nourishing way where we're not restricting ourselves or depriving ourselves and creating extra stress in our bodies and sort of obsessing about food. Because if we think about all those diets and exercise plans, or really the diets, they're focused on restriction and cutting things out and making us constantly obsess and think about food. We also need to learn body acceptance, to think back to your family again, and were they positive around their body? Did they treat their bodies well? Did they know the rituals and rhythms of the body? Did they appreciate their body? Because a lot of the times with emotional eaters, we are really critical of our bodies. We punish our bodies because we think if we could only control our bodies and look a certain way, then we'd finally get that love and acceptance that we're really deeply craving that was missing for us. And, so we punish and push ourselves. This is so typical, and I see it. It's our society kind of makes us think that way as well. And then the third area, the emotional wellness piece, is where we get into the emotions under the emotional eating, because we're using food to soothe ourselves and to cope, but it's not resolving the issue. It's a band-aid solution. It's temporary. So we have to learn a new way of being with our emotions, where we are actually processing our emotions. We are resolving them at this deeper body level, because unprocessed emotions live in the body, and that we are moving forward in a new way that is going to meet our needs, truly meet our needs, not put a band-aid on top of it. And this emotional work is so important. And each of these levels, the true nourishment, the body acceptance, and the emotional wellness, these are ways we need to relearn or learn how to take care of ourselves, how to give to ourselves what we are missing because we've been searching for the diet, or we've been punishing ourselves or ignoring our emotions. We need these pieces together to really resolve our emotional eating. If we just have one piece of the puzzle, we're not going to resolve it. We need this all together and to integrate it. And so this is really important to understand, that you didn't learn these skills. You didn't learn this new way. I didn't learn it. Most of us don't learn this. And then they pop up as these patterns that make us feel out of control in our body and around food. When we're able to work through and learn these skills and learn a new way of being, we're going to resolve that pattern. And we're going to feel so much better around food and in our body. And so if what I'm saying resonates with you and you are looking for more support, for more guidance and a step-by-step approach, I would love to invite you to check out the Emotional Eating Evolution program. And if it resonates with you, you can book in an emotional eating assessment call. And that's where we can see if we can help you sort of fill the gap with where you're at and where you want to go, and to see if the program is a fit for you. And so I would love to invite you to that if, what I'm saying is really landing for you. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about what I've shared, please be sure to leave them below, and please be sure to like and subscribe. And I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.